Lyra had been warned about the forests of Zethera Prime. Every human colonist on the settlement knew the rules. Never venture beyond the perimeter after dusk. Never approach the crystalline caves where the apex predators nested. And above all, never underestimate what lurked in the violet canopy above. But Lyra was a xenobiologist, and warnings had never quite held the same weight for her as wonder did. She crouched near a cluster of bioluminescent fungi, her scanner humming softly as it catalogued spore patterns. The forest was alive with sound, chittering, whistling, the occasional deep rumble that made her ribs vibrate. 3 months on this planet, and she still felt like a child discovering color for the first time. Every day brought new species, new mysteries, new reasons to push just a little further into the unknown. That's when she felt it, a prickling sensation between her shoulder blades. Then pressure, then movement. Tiny claws dug through the fabric of her field jacket, not painfully, but with enough insistence that her body went rigid. Her breath caught. The scanner slipped from her fingers, landing silently on the moss below. Something was on her back. Lyra's training screamed at her. Don't move. Don't panic. Assess the threat. But her heart hammered against her sternum like it was trying to escape without her. She could feel the creature shifting, adjusting its grip, climbing higher toward her neck. The claws were small, that was something. But small didn't mean harmless. Half the deadliest creatures in the galaxy could fit in a human palm. She slowly turned her head, trying to glimpse what clung to her. A flash of midnight blue fur, eyes that glowed like embers, and then she heard it. A sound somewhere between a purr and a growl, vibrating against her spine. Her blood turned to ice. She knew that coloration. She'd seen it in her research files, projected on screens during safety briefings, immortalized in grainy footage from surveillance drones. A Vek. Not just any creature. A Zetheran Vek, an apex predator that grew to the size of an earth tiger, with serrated fangs that could shear through reinforced steel, retractable claws that secreted a paralytic venom, and a hunting intelligence that rivaled Earth's ancient raptors. They were solitary, territorial, and utterly lethal, and one was currently using her as a climbing post. Lyra's mind raced. Adult Vek were never seen near the settlement. They avoided humans, thankfully, preferring the deep forest where prey was abundant. But this one felt small, too small. The weight on her back couldn't be more than 5 or 6 kilograms. Realization struck her like a physical blow. This wasn't an adult. This was a cub, which meant somewhere nearby, an extremely protective and exponentially more dangerous mother was likely watching. Lyra's eyes darted across the darkening forest. Shadows pooled between the trees. Any one of them could hide 2 meters of coiled muscle and maternal fury. She'd read the reports. Vek mothers were fiercely protective. They'd been known to decimate entire drone swarms that ventured too close to their young, and Lyra had somehow become a climbing frame for one of their babies. The cub shifted again, scrambling up to her shoulder. She felt its breath against her ear, warm, rapid, curious. Then a sound that made her heart skip, a soft, inquisitive chirp. Despite the terror flooding her veins, something else stirred in Lyra's chest. Wonder. She'd spent her entire career studying alien life from a distance, through screens and sensors and the safe sterility of laboratory glass. But this was real. A living, breathing creature that evolution had sculpted into perfection, barely heavier than a house cat, perched on her shoulder like she was just another tree. The cub chirped again, louder this time. Its tiny claws kneaded her jacket, and she felt the bizarre urge to laugh. It was purring. The galaxy's most efficient killing machine in miniature form was purring at her like an oversized kitten. Okay, Lyra whispered, barely moving her lips. Okay, little one. Let's not do anything that brings your mother running. The cub's head tilted, ember eyes studying her face with unnerving intelligence. Then it did something that short-circuited every survival instinct Lyra possessed. It head-butted her cheek, gently, affectionately, the way Earth cats did when they wanted attention. Lyra couldn't help it. She smiled. Her hand moved slowly, incrementally, giving the cub every opportunity to retreat. When her fingers touched the soft fur behind its ear, the purring intensified. The cub leaned into the touch, eyes half closing in contentment. You're supposed to be terrifying, Lyra murmured, scratching gently. The apex predator of Zathera Prime. The thing nightmares are made of. The cub yawned, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth, then nuzzled closer. For several minutes, they stayed like that, human and predator, separated by millions of years of evolution and light years of space, connected by something as simple as touch. Lyra's fear hadn't vanished, but it had transformed into something else. Respect. Awe. A profound understanding that humanity wasn't alone in its capacity for curiosity, for gentleness, for connection. A deep rumble echoed through the forest. The cub's ears perked up. It chirped once, loud and clear, then launched itself off Lyra's shoulder with surprising grace. She watched as it bounded into the underbrush, midnight blue fur disappearing into violet shadow. Lyra remained frozen, her heart threatening to restart the panicked drumbeat from before. Then she saw it, eyes, glowing in the darkness between two ancient trees, massive, calculating, belonging to something that could end her in seconds. The mother Vex stepped into view, and Lyra understood immediately why these creatures inspired such fear. She was magnificent, 300 kilograms of predatory perfection, each movement fluid and purposeful. They locked eyes. Lyra didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't dare. The mother Vex gaze shifted to where her cub had vanished, then back to Lyra. Something passed between them, an acknowledgement perhaps, an understanding. You didn't harm my child. The great predator's head dipped almost imperceptibly. Then she turned and melted into the forest, following her cub's path. Lyra stood alone in the gathering darkness, her legs shaking, her heart singing. She touched the untouchable, connected with the unconquerable, and lived to tell the tale. That was the thing about humans, she thought as she retrieved her scanner. They had the stubborn, beautiful habit of finding common ground in the most impossible places, even with the galaxy's most perfect predators.